Right, so welcome to another live session with King Mighty Official, the brand name, and my name is Nicholas Mighty. And hey, welcome and welcome and welcome. I'm really excited to see you on a Saturday. You could have been doing other things, but you're here watching this, which makes a huge difference, right? Because this is important. Business is important. Finance is important. Financial freedom. If that's your goal, then you got it right, right? So today, we're gonna be looking at how to promote your print-on-demand store. In the last session, we set up the store, so if you haven't watched that video, go back and look for it. You can find it on my YouTube, Mighty's Success Blueprint. So you can find it there, and it's absolutely amazing. You'll be able to learn how to set up the store from start to finish, and it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward for those that are techie. Like I said, if you're not, then there is no need to kind of go over those details because I mean, if you're not so techie, it doesn't make sense to waste time on the store because again, remember you put your priorities first. What are your priorities here? Sales, sales. You want to make money out of this, right? But of course, you don't have to abuse the laws of nature to do that. You have to follow through, right? So don't waste time if you're non-techie. Give it to somebody to do for you. Somebody can create for you an amazing store in just a few days, and all you focus on are your promotions. So it's okay to start at this video if you're non-techie and you've assigned the work to someone else to build the store for you, right? So I hope people are joining in. Join in whenever you can, and feel free to watch this after it's finished, after the live session is finished. So we're going to jump into a few steps on how to promote your store, right? Very straightforward things that you can actually do, things that actually people are doing and people are making the money. And hey, this is a live test, by the way. So this, I'm running this project live so that, I'll show you the results, I'll show you the earnings, I'll show you different things as we progress. So when I create an advert, I'll come back and show you what happened and all of those details. So if you're really interested in all of this, then follow our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course keep an eye on these sessions so that you can book them whenever they are scheduled. So all right, so let's jump right into promotions. All right, so here we are on how to promote your fast print on demand store. Okay, so this is absolutely amazing. This is session number 2. It's a wonderful session for you if you're getting things started with your store, because this is actually a test. So we are running this live, and I mean live. By live I mean the test. So we are running it live, and in the last episode or in the last session we created the store, and now we are going to learn a few things on how to promote, right? So print on demand is actually profitable, but you got to know how to behave before your customer, and of course how to find the people. And that's why it's very important for you to niche. If you don't niche, if you don't choose a specific group of people that you're going to target, it's going to be very difficult because you can't target everybody. You can't create products for everyone. You can't make everybody happy. So very important to remember. Right. So now that you've set up your store, it's time to promote it to make a profit. There are several ways, of course. There are free and paid ways. And we're going to look at some of the free ways in which you can promote your print on demand, which is what I wrote as POD store, right? So some of the free ways we have, creating social media accounts, of course. On there, you can share your designs, you can engage, you can create content. And that's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, any social media that you might find. Even though YouTube is a little tricky because that's video, but for somehow you can put it off, right? So very important to remember. But of course, you can write blog posts on your website or other websites, basically to drive traffic. So if you've written about a subject like golf, then you can use that to drive traffic to the website and then add a store to your website. So again, it's a little bit of an indirect way to do it. And of course, there are examples of other websites that you can use. They already have the content, but you can use them. There's Quora, there's Reddit, and of course you can add links back to your product. So those are some of the free ways, and we go on to marketplaces. So what are some of the marketplaces? There's redbubble.com. You can check that out. So Redbubble is one of those, is great. I don't have a problem with these marketplaces. I just think it's not one of the best ways. Anyways, I'm not a fan of free, right? But I will show you the free ways so you have no excuse anyway. So you can check out some of the marketplaces. Of course, it takes time because you're going to list these items and there's thousands of items. So chances are your items could be found at some point, but hey, you can try them. There is Redbubble. There is quite a few others you can check out, and of course they will be able to show you. You will be able to follow through and list your product. So there is Pinterest as well. You can add your designs. You can create pins. Of course, long pins are preferable, so you can add your designs and maybe the message. And yeah, you can post them. So there's Product Hunt, of course, a website where everyone posts the best new products. I haven't tried that one yet, but it is one of the options if you're looking to promote your print on demand store. And of course, you can start an email list. Say, for example, you went back to this option of having blog posts on the website. You can harvest email addresses from different people that visit your website, and then you can promote to them because now they are interested in that subject. Now you send them offers as regards your product. So very important. And of course, you can run a contest or a giveaway. That's another thing that you can do. This is very good, especially on Instagram. You can, use that opportunity as free content. Basically, you use hashtags to get into the different kind of groups where you want to get, maybe about inspiration. And of course, you can send your designs in there. Now, what are some of the paid ways? This is where the fun part is. I love paid ways for promotions. Very, very important. Now, when you go paid, a lot of times people think, well, paid stuff, that's going to cost me. But when you look at the time it takes you to wait, for all of these things to happen, it's costly. In the end, it's costly. If you're going to wait for social media to promote you, when you share and all of these kind of things, of course it takes time because their algorithm is actually optimized for business. So, which means when you put in the money, they will respect you, they will respect your product, they will put your store first, as opposed to the freeways. But it doesn't hurt. You can get your presence online and test different things to see what works. Just a warning, the freeways will always cost you more because of the time that it costs. Because time is money. If you spend 2 years to actually make the promotion, then it's going to be, to make a sale, because you're trying to get an audience, then of course it's not going to be as profitable as you might think. So what are some of the paid ways? There's native ads. Those are sort of sponsored ads that you see across social media and websites. They have the word sponsored actually, so you won't miss them. So, and those types of adverts can, probably if you've put, if you've created your designs really well, then they can stand out using native ads. And of course, the other way, which we will actually have in the next session, is social media ads. Now, we are going to create a Facebook ad in the next session. So don't miss it. Don't miss our next live session. You can check out the schedule already and then book yourself in. So we're going to look at that social media ads. Facebook, almost the same as Instagram, because you can create the ad from Facebook and it will be on Instagram as well. And of course, YouTube, where some of them can appear in the sidebar or just underneath the videos. You must have probably also at some point come across apparel that's being sold down there. And of course, there is display ads, typical web ad that includes video advertisements, pop-ups, wallpaper, arts, floating banners, text, ads, or static images. So those are some of the ways really that you can use to promote. your print on demand store. And of course, strategically, right? Strategically is the word. And we are going to look at some of the tactics in the next episode, which is session number 3. So the other ways you have Google Ads, right? I wouldn't recommend this one for a reason, unless you study and come up with a good strategy. But you may not be able to drive traffic straight to your shots. You can drive it to another piece of content, which is lovely, and then add your prints or your designs within that piece of content. That could work. So you got to be strategic here. Don't drive traffic directly to your products, because apart from if you list them in Google Shopping, which I haven't tried, but you use some of those options, see if they work. So you have Pinterest ads as well. So that's another option. I think that that's even better than Google Ads. But again, this is print on demand. You can test out different things, but we are going to start with social media ads, and we are going to test them live. So you will be able to see the results in the coming session. So this was really brief, but very insightful. It gives you a picture of what to expect and what to look out for. I didn't want to keep it too long. So next Tuesday we are going to go more into the manual work, creating these things and putting these things together, right? Getting things, putting the ad together. That is the bit that gets tricky, and that's where people fall off. And it's not as expensive as you think. So let's get to that time, have a look at what we can do, right? Have a look at the options that we have, the budgets for the ad, and how long we can run it before we know if it's profitable or not. But thank you very much for watching this session, session number 2. I'm really, really, really excited to see what's coming, especially in our test, right? So I'm just going to show you briefly. For those who missed it, this is the store that we actually put up the last time uh, we created, we followed up. So if you didn't follow that session, or if you didn't watch that, then you can go ahead and watch it. So this is the store that we put up. We created this from scratch. We set this up, and you can check out the links. If you're on YouTube, they should be in the description. And of course, if you're on Facebook, I'm sure you can find them somewhere. But these are this is basically what we created. And of course, if we go to the designs themselves, let's have a look. Let's go to the designs and see what's there. I will probably just type the URL, because I'm not sure why it's not showing here. Maybe we can view all products. Brilliant, we can view all products. So this is what we did. And of course, the mockups look really great, I think. So we probably just need to reduce the number of columns. So we just leave 1 and 2. And yeah, so that, the sizes of the mockups appear and they are readable. But otherwise, this is what we did. You can see the mug sees the moment. It's a motivation kind of thing. Life happens, coffee helps. Billionaire since birth. It's pretty amazing. So if you want to set this up and learn how to do this stuff on your own, this is a WordPress website. You can follow that tutorial which I created, and definitely I'm sure that you will find it really helpful. So thank you very much for watching, for being with us today. We will see you next Tuesday at 4 p.m. BST. Don't miss it for anything, because hey, your life depends on it, right? So if you're serious about financial freedom, then don't miss these sessions. Thank you, and see you then. Have a nice weekend.